Welcome to season 3!
You did like the same exact thing for season 2.
No.
Play the clip.
Welcome to season 2! So guys, welcome here to season 3. I mean, so much of the studio has changed. It's still in the corner of my house, but I mean, purple tablecloth. That's a really weird way to touch a tablecloth. But we have a wider side angle lens. Ooh.
Microphone. New microphone.
We definitely have a new microphone. Then we'll be talking about that in a little bit. But I think the biggest change, you might have seen it already, new logo.
New logo.
New logo.
Means new mugs.
New mugs. We have stickers now. Yeah, we got some stickers. Liza, what are our changes for season 3 going to be?
Well, Justin, thanks for asking. So for season 3, we're going to learn something every episode.
Every episode?
Well, maybe
that
except for
seems
this one.
like... What?
This one I think we're going to teach you. But for the rest of them, we're going to learn.
Yeah, guys, so season 3, we're kind of switching up the format a little bit. We're going to be trying to bring in as many people as possible to teach us a little bit more about their ordinary lives. So I don't know if you saw the new tagline we got up there, but it's two people something shit. I already forgot it.
Dear God, Justin, do I have to do everything?
Yes.
It's two YouTubers who want to learn how to survive ordinary life from extraordinary people.
You know what's the worst part? I made that up.
He did.
I made that up.
He did. Not only did he make up the tagline, he also did these logos and the new intro card that you guys just saw. Like, he really crushed it this season. I was very surprised.
It's going to be a really awesome next season. I mean, we have hula hooping coming up and dragon staffing.
And one wheeling.
Right? And one wheeling, and it's going to be absolutely crazy. So feel free to stick around. And if you guys have any ideas or anything that you want us to learn or that you want to learn through us, put it down in the comments below. We'd be more than happy to have you on. Of course, social distancing in these times of the COVID is very important to us. We make sure all of our guests feel comfortable in the situation. Sometimes we'll be wearing masks with them. Sometimes we won't. We're very conscious of who we're around and who we're with. Most of the time when we're not wearing masks, it's either on a Zoom call and it's just us, or it's someone in our immediate friend group or family that we're very comfortable around and we've already had the discussions about. So
yeah, we've given every guest the option, so you'll notice that they've all been presented with virtual options, or like Justin said, social distancing, or they're already in our close friend group and who we interact with often, so the comfort level's there. But yep, be safe out there, wear a mask, social distance, and do your part. So like we said, this season, we're really going to be focusing on learning from other people and having guests on the show. But we thought it would be really cool for this very first episode for us to teach you something from our knowledge. So we thought it'd be fun to teach you how to create a YouTube channel if you're somebody who's interested in doing that, or if you've always had a passion for it and you just don't know how to get started. Because I'll tell you, Justin and I had no experience in this at all when we first started, as far as being on YouTube. So we had to learn a lot throughout the process.
You've had experience in something like this before? We've always been interested in learning and teaching, I guess, because everything we've done has always had some aspect of either ourselves learning or us teaching you guys something. So that's kind of where we came up with this season's version of SOL, which is trying to get as many people in as possible to teach us all new things, because who doesn't love learning new things?
So I think for Justin and I, some of our first steps was basically just figuring out what we wanted to do in general, right?
Just come up with the general idea for a channel. What is your kind of overarching process that's going to tie everything together? For us, originally, it was a skit channel where we were going to have a training video about how to survive everyday life. And if you haven't seen some of those early videos, please go check them out, because those first 3 that we posted are probably some of my favorite videos we did, but they were so much work.
Yeah, because like Justin said, we started out with skits and now we sit here at the table and do conversations. So we've come a far way, but really what we did is we listened to the people who were watching our videos and what they liked to see, and one of the things they liked to see was us.
After your idea, you want to come up with a number of actual videos that you know that you can shoot. If you come up with a video idea of, I want to sing the ABCs every week, every letter, every week.
Well, I think when we've done that sounds like fun.
A is your first video, and then B will be your second video, then C will be your third video. Who knows how the rest of the alphabet goes. So you want to really just try and focus in on how am I going to get across all the information I want to get across about the letter A in your video. And then you want to go through the same thing on B and C. That way there you kind of have a backlog of videos that you want to shoot.
And I think it's really important that you really take the time to focus your ideas on things that really interest you, because when that interest and passion really comes through on the screen, people really embrace that. Because if you're not really passionate about what you're shooting about, so if you're not passionate about the letter A, you probably don't want to do a video about the letter A because you're not going to come across very passionate about it. But the backlog is super important. And for us, we did a backlog of about 8 videos. When we first started, we wanted to have at least a couple weeks or up to a month worth of content ready to put out there because consistency is important.
So the first piece of equipment, obviously, since this is a visual platform, is something to capture video. And back when we started, I mean, we didn't have the best cell phones or anything like that, so we actually had to borrow a camcorder from a public library, which is not something I knew you could do.
Actually, we couldn't do it. I had to actually finagle it to get them to let us borrow the camera, but we were like, you know what, we don't want to buy equipment, we don't have the money to do it quite yet for something we're not sure about. We wanted to feel it out, so we said, what's the best way to get the quality we need without having to put the money up front? And we went to the library and they were really generous and let us borrow the camera. But do you need to do that? No. Right now with these cell phones and the quality of image,
this thing takes a better quality of image than that camera right there.
Legit.
And we spent a lot of money on that camera a couple years ago. So I mean, you can do almost everything you need in terms of equipment right here in the palm of your hand in most cases. You know, when you first start out, people aren't necessarily looking at the quality of the video, they're looking at the quality of the content.
Absolutely.
And if your content is good, you're going to get some sort of following, and it's going to be, you know, a very small community at first, but that's where everybody starts. Once you have your video capture device set up, you need to think about lighting. Whatever space you're going to be in, you need to think about lighting. A lot of people nowadays with the cell phones get away with a little ring light. It's crazy.
Yeah, sometimes you can get away with just a very well-lit room, or even shooting outside where you have a lot of natural light to work with. We personally decided to go more of a studio route, and we purchased some lights in the beginning. Don't have to do it, but for us, it was the best investment for us at the time. And yeah, so we used the 2 lights, one which helps us light us from the front to give us the good ting glow, and then we have our side light that helps fill in all the gaps, which is called a fill light specifically, and that's kind of how you would set up a studio setting. Yeah, once you have your lights set up, the next thing is going to be audio, and again, a lot of times you can just use what you have in your pocket. Your cell phone captures really good audio now. It's designed to make phone calls. I think they are. I'm not sure anymore, honestly. Nowadays, but yeah, not much.
Some people will use like a Bluetooth headset if you have one. If not, you know, look into buying a boom mic or something. Just something relatively inexpensive just to get you started. And then eventually, 4 years later for us, you end up with something like the Blue Yeti here. And I mean, this thing, clearly, it's better audio quality than I think we've had since the beginning by far. So this is really going to help us out, I think.
I hope that you guys can hear the difference between what we had before and what we have now.
You want some sort of vibrance to your background.
We learned that though.
Yeah, we definitely learned
our first videos were pretty bland looking, and then we just kind of like, we need something in the background, and then voila! Even just the change in the tablecloth has made such a big difference in the way the studio feels. So those little tweaks, you don't think they're a big deal, but they do make a difference.
Once you've shot your video, then what? I mean, you have a couple videos shot, you gotta edit them, you gotta make them do things.
That's what you gotta make them do?
Yes. Well, so we use Adobe. It's a paid program, obviously. But there's plenty of free programs out there. I know Apple has one. It's like iFilm or iMovie.
iMovie is an option if you have an Apple product, yes.
Windows,
you can actually do that right on your cell phone, too. Yeah. You don't have to have a computer to edit on iMovie.
Okay. And Windows has one, too. It's like Media something or other. So there's free ones out there you can use.
We should have gotten the names. Maybe we'll put it below for you. I think it's called Windows Movie Maker. At least when I had a Windows a long time ago.
Sounds about right.
Was. Okay.
So there's plenty of free options out there. There's also a lot of paid options. The paid options come with some extra features that you might not get. But I have seen people make incredible things off of iMovie and other free editing software. So
you don't need fancy editing software, and you don't need fancy editing skills because, as we mentioned earlier, Justin had no editing skills at all.
Zero.
At all. And I had a lot of background in it because I studied communications and filmmaking in school, so I obviously came with a little bit more experience than Justin, but he learned everything from just getting in there and trying things and taking out look at other videos to learn how to do things. And basic editing is pretty simple. If you want to get very intricate, there's so many resources out there to help you figure out how to do things.
And I can guarantee I'm doing so many things wrong. Like if I were to take a class or something and be like, why are you doing it that way? It's like, I don't know. It's something I saw on the internet.
I'm willing to bet if I sat and watched him edit, I would probably be ripping him apart. Like, why are you doing it that way? There's an easier way to do it.
I think we're probably going to link everything we have in the studio here down below, just so you guys have it, so you can look. It's not any affiliate links or anything like that. I figure it's just something you guys can look at to see what we have.
We are not sponsored.
Not even a little bit. So I think that's kind of it for teaching you guys new stuff. The last new thing I think we have to discuss is bingo.
Oh my gosh, bingo. We're changing it this year.
All right, guys, so here is the new bingo setup.
It's not really...
it looks exactly the same.
It's the same. I think okay. Maybe he's going somewhere with this. Let's go.
I really wasn't. We're changing bingo up this year a little bit. So last year we had a bingo game. We're in a big old bingo board and we did challenges off of it. This year what we're doing is we're doing a themed challenge for each bingo game that we play. So we're going to sit here and we're going to play a full game of bingo. We've each already chosen our bingo cards. And we're going to pull a certain number of balls out each week over on social media. So make sure to go check that out after this.
How do we figure out the number of balls, Justin?
We're going to figure out the number of balls by rolling a D10, which is a 10-sided dice for anyone who's not a nerd. This D10 is going to tell us how many balls we're going to pick that week. But at the beginning of every bingo game, we are going to roll a D10 specifically for the
danger number.
Danger number.
He won't call it that.
I don't like it. If you guys have a better way to say that, just put it in the comments below. But that number, if it comes up on any of these balls, first digit, second digit, doesn't matter, we will have to drink a combination of all of these things based on how many balls we get. So if we get one ball with a danger number, it's pickle juice. If we get two balls with a danger number, it's pickle juice and Worcestershire mixed. Let's take a roll of the danger number. 8.
So how many balls are we going to pick?
9.
That's a lot.
Make sure you go check us out. Again, social media links are down below. In the meantime, make sure you subscribe to the channel for more content, because again, we got some crazy stuff coming up this year. If you want to go see some of our season 2 videos or something, they're probably going to be over there and down there. I don't know.
And best of luck to you if you are going to start a YouTube channel. We hope that our advice works. I know it's just coming from our own experiences, but we wish you the best.
Let us know if you're going to start one. Tell us about it down there. We'll come and look. We'll want to see it.